Hello, welcome. My name is Lauren, and today I'm going to be showing you how I'm designing my February bullet journal spread. And I was kind of not nervous going into this, but I really loved the February spread that I created last year. It was like a rose theme and it was just really pretty, and I was kind of nervous that I wouldn't be able to create one that I liked even more than that one. But as I started researching ideas and just kind of like brainstorming and dreaming about what I wanted to create for this one, I am so in love with the sketch of this. I decided to go with dreamy, like hot air balloon in the clouds. It's just very sparkly and whimsical and dreamy and magical, and I love it so much. So I'm excited to go into it and add some ink detail and some watercolor and really make it pop. And yeah, it's a little cheesy, but I am fully embracing that, and I'm very excited to show you the whole process of how I'm designing this one. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I decided to put the calendar on the left side of the page and then do all of my doodles on the right side. So I outlined all these little clouds and did a little moon and wrote out February, and then I kind of arranged the clouds around the calendar, and I just did a very light outline of the clouds. I didn't want the lines to be too heavy, so I used my 005 micron pen, and then I did a little outline of this calendar. Usually I use a ruler when I'm drawing boxes like this, but as I was recording this, I realized I had left my ruler downstairs and I didn't want to stop and go downstairs and get it, so I just freehanded it, and it's a little messy, but I think it's okay. And then I did these little dots in between the outline on the calendar, and I just feel like that gave it a little bit of a different texture and kind of went along with the like stars and little hearts and dots that I did around the clouds. And yeah, I thought it was really cute and gave it a little extra sparkle and charm. So yeah, did a lot of those kind of around the page. And then I found this hot air balloon on Pinterest. I found a lot of different pictures that I kind of pieced together and came up with this design. So some of the pieces are original, some of them are referenced from a photo, and I wanted it to be really cute. I wanted it to be kind of sparkly, incorporating some hearts and little bows and little beads. So yeah, I just played around with some different styles and came up with this one. Honestly, outlining the hot air balloon was kind of challenging with getting the shape of it right on like both sides. So that was a little hard, but I think I made it look like a hot air balloon. And yeah, so just outlined all of the pieces, added some little hearts and bows and little sparkle pieces, and I tried to make it cohesive, and this was really fun to like design and play around with, and I just think it turned out so cute, and I'm just really happy with it. So I just, yeah, added some different beads to the little strings and stuff, so just some little dots to give it some more detail, and did a little bit of shading, but not too much. I really wanted to go in with some either watercolor or my brush pens later on and add more shading and detail that way. So I just did a basic outline with my pen for most of it, and yeah, added a lot of little sparkles and dots and little stars and stuff around. I kind of got carried away with it, but I just was having so much fun that I didn't really care. So, and then at the bottom of it, or like the center of it, I did a little quote that says, "Love is in the air," which I thought was very fitting. So yeah, and then I went in and outlined or wrote out all of the days of the week and numbered everything, and then I decided not to use my watercolor paints. I felt like the brush pens that I had were actually going to be perfect to use in this spread, so I grabbed my really light gray brush pen and just added some shading to the clouds. I feel like it doesn't really show up much in the video, but it was just really, really light just to give it a little bit of shading and make the clouds pop a little bit and give it a little bit of definition. And then I used some of my different like pink and peachy colors. So I did a little yellow one for the moon, obviously, and then my bright pink. I didn't want to do too much with it, but I added it to the hearts and the bows, and then took the really light colored pink and filled in the hot air balloon, took my peach color brush pen and added that to it, and used the gray pen again to add in some shading, and then had to fill in those hearts all around the page to add that pink detail. And then I outlined the days of the week and the calendar, and that's pretty much it for the cover page and calendar page. And moving on to the weekly spread, I kind of did the same thing where I added this big hot air balloon. I did it right in the center of the page, and then added the days of the week on the sides, and then the upper left hand corner did the February with the calendar, and still incorporated those clouds and the little moon and sparkles and hearts everywhere. Not as much as the first page, obviously, but I still wanted to add in some of those pieces. And yeah, I think like working with it in the center, like with that fold in the middle, it was a little challenging to work with that centerpiece, but otherwise I think it was pretty easy to replicate. And yeah, I just had so much fun with this one, and I didn't want it to be too Valentine's-y, but I wanted it to still have that like kind of romantic element. And I think Valentine's is a fun holiday. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like any reason to celebrate something. So the fact that we have a holiday to like celebrate love, I just think is really fun. So it's a holiday I enjoy and I always celebrate, and I think it's just a good reminder to just love and appreciate the people that I have in my life. So anyway, I am actually going to be taking a trip to Orlando, so I guess it's right before Valentine's Day, but I'm excited. I think it'll be really fun to kind of get away and be out of town for a little bit. Anyway, back to the spread. I used my brush pens to just add in some of those details again, and outlined the days of the week and added some little curvy lines to separate the different days. But yeah, that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.